Mark, I'm going to say this because I don't know who's going to come across this, but I want to see the University of Miami give South Florida high school coaches a chance. Because what bothers me, Mark, is, and I have to give credit where credit is due. So Dante, I don't know if you know Dante Colon, he's like really huge on all of our channels. And he said something, calls into my show, and he says, how is it that you have South Florida coaches who can coach up these young men from 5 years old all the way up and have them starting and being 4 and 5 star recruits in high school to the point where they come in and take spots from college athletes who's been on these teams for years. But the high school coach who coached him can't get an opportunity to coach in college? Make that make sense. It's like we have completely ignored who has made us. I'm not saying you have to fill the whole staff with Dade County coaches only because Dade is the way. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is there's plenty of Miami Hurricanes who have played at the University of Miami who are giving back. Okay, Coach Rodney Mack, who is an ambassador at for the Miami Gardens Ravens, one of the best Pop Warner parks in the nation, multiple time national champions, played here in the early to mid 2000s, and no call. Played linebacker here at the University of Miami, next to Dan Morgan, played in Miami, and no call, no opportunity. Okay, Coach Rodney Smith, I think his first name is Rodney, but Coach Smith, Roland Smith, excuse me, from Miami Central, played corner in the late 80s, early 90s, multiple time national champion, University of Miami. Has to coach high school, never got a chance to coach at the collegiate level. Okay, now we've had a couple opportunities with Coach Mike Rumph, who was there. Coach Tim Ice Harris, who's a former Booker T. Washington head coach who left there in 2013 to sign with the University of Miami as a running backs coach. So we've done it every now and again, and it's worked out almost every time for us. When can we give a chance to these coaches who have given everything over the last 3 decades to this institution, filling it with players? Now, for all I know, with the University of Miami being a private institution, maybe some of these conversations have had. Okay, maybe they've called, maybe they've even interviewed, and they just weren't selected. But I think we have to give back in that way because these high school coaches are preparing some of the best players. Pat Surtain Jr. What happened to Pat Surtain Sr.? How is Pat Surtain not coaching at the University of Miami? Or maybe an opportunity for him to coach at the University of Miami. We had a DB opportunity open. Was he even called? Who knows? So I just want us to put it out there, okay, that we need to be able to give back to our community, both Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, or even in the state. If you have a successful coach, let's even look at our defensive line coach right now, okay? He was a high school head coach in Georgia, multiple-time high school state champion, multiple-time national champion, got his opportunity to come here and 1 year leave to the NFL to coach the defensive line for the Atlanta Falcons. He's there for a couple seasons, comes right back. But he has great ties to the Atlanta area of Georgia as a great high school coach. Okay, we need to give these high school coaches opportunities.
Now, is there also a business reason to do that in establishing a better footprint in your backyard in connection with the schools from a recruiting standpoint?
I think so. I think it would do that because you look at those young men. I mean, yeah, some people are going to say, oh, well, we hired Mike Rumph and then we only got 1 out of the 4 American Heritage players. It's not about that. It's not about that, okay? That doesn't always, it's not always going to work out for you, but to give it a shot is what I'm saying, okay? You had a better opportunity, but what if Mike Rumph wasn't just your corners coach? What if Mike Rumph was head of recruiting? You get what I'm saying? There's a chance where you can bring them on to do something. It doesn't just have to be a position coach because South Florida gives us so many positions, just like we have Coach Pop Cooney. Coach Pop Cooney was an office coordinator at South Ridge, where Mark Pope and D. Wiggs and DJ Schaefer from. He was their high school offensive coordinator and co-head coach. Now he's recruiting coordinator for the University of Miami. And one of the best recruiters, and of course, in our opinion, in the country, but especially in the state. So it works out well. He's well respected in the area. Okay. And the biggest relationships, Mark, we've talked about it so much. Relationships. All right. If I had someone who I knew who would be able to come on here and speak to you about the University of Minnesota, well, I have a relationship with you. I say, hey, I know someone who runs a channel. Let me call them up. Let them know about you. You guys exchange information. You go from there. You would say, hey, Wholesome, you like this guy? You think he's good? Yeah, I do. I put my name on it. You would trust my word, give this young guy or gal or they an opportunity to come on and speak about the University of Minnesota. Relationships. Word. Okay? When people's word carries weight. There's a lot of coaches in the South Florida area, Hispanic coaches, Caribbean American coaches, white, black coaches. So don't think it's about that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they are well qualified. I think we need to give them a chance. Okay, you got Coach Telly Lockett, who was doing amazing in South Florida. Gets a position coach up in Tallahassee, was a thorn in our behind coming down here and taking recruits. But Miami would never give him a chance. Then they bring him on as an analyst and don't even want to give him a job for him to stay. So he leaves up to Marshall. Or probably lose a 3-4-star running back to Marshall because we didn't, give back to the people who have been feeding us. So that's my thing. I just wanted to put it on a platform like this. Hopefully anybody that's listening, let's give our coaches in South Florida an opportunity.